Yeah.
It's very old school, and it's like Michael's character being like really funny.
Great. So, hi, I'm Carla from Cineworld Cinemas. We cannot wait to bring this film to the big screen across our cinemas. First question is for you. Obviously, this is your second film with Wes Anderson. What made you want to come back to his world?
The script, Wes, number one. Mm-hmm. My experience in the French Dispatch, the script, the part, mm-hmm. and the cast.
It's a fantastic cast.
Yes, I mean it's just it was a lot of work, but quite excited about it.
Amazing. Yeah. And Michael, I read a comment online where someone said Wes Anderson hiring Michael Cera is a bit like cavemen discovering fire. As in, it's such a match made in heaven. Like, it must have been such an amazing moment for him. And obviously, you've already agreed to do another film. I saw that you shook hands on it. What was it like for you?
It was amazing. I mean, I've loved Wes's work since I was very little. So I mean, I'm sitting around waiting for the phone call like everybody else. I think he's just one of those guys, you jump at, and you're so happy to get the opportunity to work with. I mean, his work is so amazing and original, and he's got a very special approach to making movies, and it's just exciting to be a part of it.
No, amazing. And Mia, how about you? Were you always a Wes Anderson film? How excited were you to be involved?
I've been aware of Wes's work for a very, very long time. I think the first time I saw Fantastic Mr. Fox, I was either 8 or 9, because I think it came out in 2009, so I was either 8 or 9. And I remember loving it. I really remember loving it. And then Moonrise Kingdom came out when I was 12. And that was the first time that I consciously remember thinking, I really, really wish I could maybe work with this person one day. And I wrote that in my journal. And I have
manifested it.
I rediscovered that journal last week. And literally the entry says, watching Moonrise Kingdom again, bloody love this film. Really wish I could work with Wes Anderson one day. Wow. And I rediscovered that last week. I had no recollection of writing that. But walking into that world and getting that phone call was unlike any experience that I have ever had. And I will never forget it. And I will hold it very, very dearly to my heart for a very, very long time. It was amazing. Yeah, so many things to learn. I was like a little sponge. Every day I was sponging in as much as I could.
and I'm really curious about what a set is like for Wes Anderson. Obviously, you've got so many wide shots. You've got such meticulous set designs and costumes and props everywhere. Was there room for improvisation, or is everything quite strict? Do you have to stick to everything so that everything is exactly how he envisions it?
Yeah, you don't quite improvise as such, where you're, riffing on the dialogue or something, because the dialogue is so musically crafted where if you misplace one word, it doesn't feel the same. Like, it doesn't have the same kind of rat-a-tat-tat that it had when you were reading it off, rehearsing it. And then you look and you go, oh yeah, I got to put this word back. And then it's just it's perfect. He really is like a certain meter to his dialogue that you want to honor, because you're not going to improve upon it. And but I mean, you always kind of use your brain, try and read the situation, come up with ideas, find little ways to enhance it within the structure that's being built. And that's where you have to bring yourself.
How about you guys? Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I think there's plenty of space to channel the child in you. And he welcomes that. He expects that in a way, and to tell the truth. He wants the truth.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes him makes the comedy, his comedy, a little bit different. It's just.
Yeah, it's very truthful. It's very, very truthful. I mean, there were a couple of instances that I can think of. The prayers that I say, it is very clearly stated within the script, lethal praise, but what is said that I ended up saying was sort of something that I'd worked out with Wes during rehearsals. There weren't any scripted things necessarily. That sort of came from conversations that I had with him during the rehearsal process, and then they sort of continued to develop as we went. But because he does have this very, very clear, I mean, the most clearest thing ever, plan, there is room for us to kind of go, okay, we know what we're doing. Let's also try this thing or this thing. Or maybe he'll have an idea on the day. Like he'll see something that one of us did by accident, or, you know, even just in between takes, and he'll want to bring in humanity. He'll want to bring in the human qualities that we all as humans have.
And speaking of his plan, there's obviously loads of different setups and scenes and props in this film. Is there any one thing that's almost like a blink and you miss it moment that you want audiences to look out for, where you're like, that was such a cool thing that like could be easily missed?
I think there's a moment when Michael and Mia, they kiss. And it's kind of like, you know, when I watched it on the big screen and it was clear, you know, and I think that, but Wes doesn't cover it or anything like that. It's just kind of like, whoop, whoop.
It happens never gets
very
talked about.
fast, and it's in the back, and I think that's a good moment to keep an eye on, because it's very funny.
Yeah.
It's very old school, and it's like Michael's character being like really funny.
Yeah, I guess that then.
You know, it's like, but you too.
Yes, not so saintly as I appear.
And again, speaking about the props, is there any props or any costumes or anything that you got to keep after the film that you're really excited that you still have?
If only.
Yeah, there were so many. I really fell in love with my little footstool that I have in the early scenes, and I sort of, I felt like I had an affinity to it. And I said that to Wes. He said, "Well, you can keep it at the end." And then I sort of felt a bit like, you know, when someone says, "Oh, please have this," I'm like, "No."
Yeah.
I kind of did that, and I didn't really. I felt strange. It felt very odd. Yeah, I think I have my pipe tobacco. I accidentally left with the practice file of pipe tobacco that they gave to me, and a little clipping from one of the first roll of film that I shot out that was given to me by one of the camera department.
Amazing. Cool. Okay, awesome. I think that's all we have time for. Thank you guys so much.
Thank
We can't wait to
you.
bring this to the big screen.
Thank you.
I recognize this assassin.
Kill now.
Suicide panel.
Where's my father? Take this miserable sinner into the company bed.